Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Hope everybody enjoyed that new intro we got.
We're starting off our second year of this show, surprisingly, and this channel. So we're in season 2 of the Horror Rumble.
And much like the first season, we're going to start this one off with something a little more music themed, but it's definitely horror related. Basically, everybody on the show tonight is going to be giving their own compilation mixtape from horror soundtracks. So your favorite songs from your favorite horror soundtracks, that's what you're getting tonight. So you about ready to start bringing some people on, Jess?
Sure, we'll say hi quick to the Dan Shine is in the chat. He was unable to join us tonight. Our good buddy Orc as well.
Orc.
Daily Ghost. We'll get you on this season, bro. We got to connect. But thank you for dropping by, guys. Very much.
I think I've seen
Blood Eagle.
Hello.
Hello. The Ross and Ross children. Is that Bella?
Hey, Bella. You got
Jessica. Hey, thanks for showing up. Welcome.
And I think I seen Blu-rays in the comments somewhere.
I must have passed. Oh, there it is. Hello, Blu-rays.
A big shout out to Blu-rays for doing that intro for us.
I'll have to get some credit down in the description. Yeah, but welcome, guys. And of course, once we get this rolling, feel free to throw your lists in the chat or songs you would have on your horror music mixtape from soundtracks of horror movies, as Kory said. But whenever you're ready, we'll bring our entrants on tonight.
All right.
Dan,
good just panel. For you, since we didn't do a promo video, we'll have a little fun here tonight. So let's go ahead and bring on our first guest. Kind of looks like Brad Meltzer, if you ask me, but just without the glasses. Not so much in that picture, though.
So, yeah,
hello, Lauren from Visited by Voices.
I'm very impressed by the artwork. I think we should just leave that up all night and call that a show.
It's fun.
I love my proportions in that are roughly.
No, they're off. They're definitely not to scale.
Yeah, so load up on guns and bring your friends. What are we doing tonight?
Doing some horror soundtrack mixtape, putting one together, so it should be fun. Thanks for coming on.
Excellent. Yes.
All right, so who we got next? Oh, this guy. Something southern something.
Something.
Yeah, my promo skills are for shit tonight, so.
How are you gentlemen doing on this fine evening?
Doing
surviving.
Pretty good.
I dig it. I like the Crocs. It's a nice addition.
Yeah, and you've been using it on your channel, which is cool.
Appreciate it.
Last but not least, Kory?
Last but not least, but I'm still trying to figure out what the hell you're doing with this guy's hand.
Which one? Oh, this guy.
This guy. Does he have a rash or something back there? Or?
Sniffing his butt or something?
I can't draw hands the greatest, or especially. I draw them with the pad on the laptop and in paint. If you couldn't tell.
Yes.
Well, I got a Coke. I should have a Pepsi.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought Pepsi was your drink.
Dude, this is a runner-up right now for taking away my zero sugar. I like Diet Silver can Pepsis, but these zero sugar Cokes they really were a game changer. I mean, they taste close to a Coke. You know what I mean?
Better.
I would probably say so. Yeah.
You can't go back now, man. You won't be able to go back.
No way. I may have one regular Coke, one a year, and I'm always I feel like I'm swallowing a brick. like it's so thick and I can't do it. You know. But how's everybody doing? Glad to be here.
Doing all right.
Thanks for coming.
Sure, absolutely.
Now, before we get started, I got a nice little surprise for some of the people who were asking about these, because apparently these were only hitting Iowa and a couple other states. But a friend of mine brought this by today. I don't know if you guys can see it with the glare.
Mountain Dew.
Oh, it's the new seltzers, not new seltzers.
No, it's the new alcoholic Mountain Dew.
Yeah, but it has no sugar or caffeine in it, right?
It says no sugar. I don't see anything about caffeine.
I think Four Locos kind of ruined the whole sugar, caffeine, and alcohol mixture.
But I'm going to give this fucker a shot real quick, so.
Uh-oh. It's still going.
Chug it.
Not bad. I don't know how to describe it. You can definitely get the Mountain Dew flavor.
Well,
Not bad.
Well.
I can't say anything bad about it. So, but the can's about half gone. So, and apparently I'm a dick.
What are you drinking there, Jake?
Some shit.
chew.
Chewbacca.
How many calories are in that?
I don't know. It doesn't say on the can. It just tells me it might give me mouth cancer. So.
Y'all some nasty some bitches with that dip shit. I can't, man. If I'm the only person in Louisiana that doesn't do it, I think. I'm the only one.
It grows, you'll grow hair on your nuts, is what I was told.
Shit.
Hey,
If
Cliff
you
Booth.
need help with that, there's probably an issue. Hey guys, how do you guys feel about slipcovers?
I could care less.
A truly great film like
Couldn't-
Cursed.
Couldn't care
But,
less. There you go.
Ah, damn.
Now it's a
Quicker
party.
on that.
All right. So, I think the way we're going to do this is we're going to have. I think we're going to start with Lauren, and let Lauren go through his entire list, and then we'll go on to the next person, and then so on until we get around. So,
Okay.
Lauren, if you want to kick us off here.
Sure.
And a quick shout out to Ben Grimm. Thanks for coming, buddy.
Hey, Ben.
So these are not in any particular order. I tried to avoid. Well, actually, my criterion was very simple. I have to actually enjoy the film quite a lot, and I have to enjoy the music quite a lot. So it has to be both. It can't be just there's a great song and a shit film. And I apologize about my voice. It's going to come and go. There's nothing I can do about that. But we're going to start out with the Electric Prunes. I had Too Much to Dream last night off of the Bad Dreams soundtrack. Classic psych song from the late 60s. I originally heard it on the Nuggets anthology that Rhino Records put out back in the day. If you have never heard I Have Too Much to Dream last night, it's this really, really bombastic, strange, soaring psychedelic rock record, and it's beautiful. It's used brilliantly in Bad Dreams because it's time period appropriate, but yet it kind of sets up the kind of rock and roll mood of that film. For those of you who don't know, I think Bad Dreams is a far better Nightmare on Elm Street sequel than any of the actual sequels. I think it's actually one of the great little finds of the 1980s for the commercial stuff. Next, Godflesh, Nil, off of the Hideaway soundtrack. They actually performed the song in toto in the middle of the movie, and it's just great to see some like industrial metal bands get some exposure, especially Godflesh, who arguably are one of the first and biggest names in that entire field anyway. The performance is really cool. I remember sitting in the theater looking around, realizing I was the only one that knew who the band was, first off, and B, like, no one in that theater had ever heard anything like that in their life. They did not know what to make of it. So if you like Godflesh, the way they were introduced to me was during a broadcast on WPRB, Princeton Radio. They said, we were pretty sure this band is what Black Sabbath should sound like today. and that's the almighty Godflesh. Next, in the TV movie The Midnight Hour from 1986, there's a lot of songs on the soundtrack are great, like 50s classics, but that's not where I'm going. It is the completely unauthorized use of How Soon Is Now by the Smiths, one of the great, pop goth bands of all time. They just use the whole song throughout the entire film as basically a score, and they never got the rights to do it, which is why the film is forever locked into like home release purgatory. But it's an amazing use, and it's really moody and atmospheric. If you've never seen The Midnight Hour, just go to YouTube or Daily Motion or our Internet Archive. Find it. It's the ultimate Halloween movie. It feels absolutely essential to the holiday, and you should watch it every year. 1981's Fear No Evil, a film that no one seems to talk about. Kind of gets lumped in with Evil Speak for a lot of people, but I think it's the better movie. It's a really weird, like, teenage rebellion, demonic possession, genetic insuperiority film. But in the middle of the film, the kid gets pissed off and decides to put out all of his rage on display by going out to the parking lot, turning up, throwing a tape in the deck, and just blaring the Sex Pistols' Anarchy in the UK as loud as humanly possible. And it's a great, like, fuck you to the establishment moment in a movie that's full of great moments like that. Do you remember the movie The Covenant from 2006?
I think so, yeah.
Love that movie.
Yeah, so it's kind of like it's a slight movie. I don't think it's going to change anyone's world, but it's really fun, and definitely in that weird cycle of films that it kind of came out in, it's a lot of fun. Anyway, there's a great Frontline Assembly song called Predator in it, which is remixed by the band Collide for that soundtrack. And that specific remix, now you can find it on YouTube. You can find it. I think you can even buy it as a single track on Apple Music or almost anywhere now, but it was hard to find for a long time. It sounds more like Collide than it does Frontline Assembly in some ways, but I love both bands. And for a long time, it was the only way to hear it. And that movie was kind of magic for making that happen. The Millennium Season 2 finale. Now, I know we kind of said movies, but I'm just going to cheat here. In the great television series that, in my opinion, is better than its sister series, The X-Files, the second season ends with a huge, massive 9-minute music video for Patti Smith's Horses, which is a song about the end of the world, and that's what's kind of going on at that moment in the series. And it's just the most amazing use of one of the most amazing songs. Patti Smith, of course, is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, where she belongs. She got in on her first year of eligibility, changed music fundamentally by bridging punk rock and art rock and poetry, and she's one of the most transformative figures in rock and roll. Millennium was an incredible moment when really small screen horror got to have something that was serious and fun and long and just beautiful. It's a perfect marriage. I'm a big fan of the Hammer film, The Quiet Ones, which no one talks about anymore either. It's an amazing film, and it uses the Slade song Come On Feel the Noise as a recurring theme to let you know when the cycle of events is about to restart.
Hey, Lauren, make sure you say that again. The Slade song, Come On Feel the Noise.
Oh, absolutely.
You're mispronouncing Quiet Riot there, guys.
The film takes place in 1973, and they play the Slade classic, Come On, Feel the Noise. It's a really cool movie. Again, I don't know why people don't talk about it. It's modern. It's Hammer, for Christ's sake. And the song is perfectly in tune with kind of like that moment in history that the film is set in. So I love it. Changing tack massively. There's 1993's Flesh and Bone, which is this wonderful Southern Gothic that also most people discovered either on cable or on VHS. It has Dennis Quaid in it. It has Meg Ryan, James Caan. It's a great film. If you like things like A Simple Plan, but darker, you'd love Flesh and Bone. It is definitely part of the genre too, because it's a scary movie. Anyway, the Cowboy Junkies, who are one of my favorite softer rock bands, they do Blue Moon Revisited, which is kind of their quasi cover of Blue Moon. And Margot Timmons' voice is just so haunting and wonderful in that track, and it's perfect for that movie. Okay. everyone's like, he's talking about all these films I've never seen. What the fuck, right?
Well, I was gonna say I really enjoyed it. Simple Plan. You're talking about the one with is it Paxton and Billy Bob and.
No, I'm saying if you like that,
Sam
you should
Raimi.
see Flesh and Bone.
Okay.
Yeah. But here's a film you have seen. So the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, the almighty Cramps do Goo Goo Muck, which is, in my opinion, one of the just great moments of like surf rock meeting garage rock by way of psychobilly. It's just, it has one of the best riffs in rock history. It has Lux Interior just going absolutely madcap as his kind of Elvis as Vincent Price in like stage persona. It's just amazing, and it's great in that movie. Remember The Haunted with Kyle MacLachlan? Fun movie, definitely. And a helicopter is going overhead, so you probably can't hear.
No, you're good. I could hear it, but you're good.
I heard it.
Yeah, it's Jersey. So The Hidden is a great film, and it has a great like proto-punk soundtrack, even though it was like it's noisier. Even though it was kind of already punk had come and gone, it wasn't post-punk. It was all the stuff that sounded like the very beginning of the scene, and the early years of Concrete Blonde are really well represented on that soundtrack. And I mean, there's 3 songs on the soundtrack by them. I love that period. John Neopolato's voice never sounded better, in my opinion. I'm going to go with Your Haunted Head, which is one of my favorite of their songs anyway. The lo-fi classic, I Was a Teenage Zombie, which had a soundtrack out on Enigma Restless Records, which is my favorite record company of all time. The Dream Syndicate do their version of Halloween, the perennial song that I guess we all kind of know from Sonic Youth, but Mudhoney did it as well. But I love the Dream Syndicate's version. That's on the I Was a Teenage Zombie soundtrack. From there, we're gonna stay in Jersey, apparently, go up North Jersey a little bit, and go with the Smithereens on the Class of Nukem High soundtrack. Much Too Much. It's a great 50s throwback ballad. It's awesome. It swings. It's great for that film, and it feels like Jersey left, right, and center.
Wait a second. You said Class of Nukem High?
Yes.
Okay.
What?
That kind of threw me. I wasn't expecting something from Trauma. So
Early Trauma is a different issue than later Trauma. My last one, and I actually, but Slumber Party Massacre 2. Now this is kind of a cheat because I don't have any real passion for the film. Yeah, I like it. It's fun. It's wonderful. And but it features Wednesday Week's great cover of Don Dixon's "Why." Here we go. Rather than me, let's see the two. There we go.
There we go.
Which is one of my absolute favorite songs. And it's cool because what they did is they took the original music video that already existed and they refilmed it with the characters from the films performing it in the garage. But it's the same as the music video. It's just as they swapped out the cast. The song's amazing. That's my list of 13 songs from 13 horror movies.
Nice. I like it.
all right.
There was definitely a couple in there that I, of course, was a bit surprised and recognized. Like, all right, Lauren, nice.
Jake, you look like you're raring to go there.
Let's say hi to Chris is in the chat. Dr. CZ Death. Bobby, welcome. Looks like Bobby's got a line from a song. Anyone?
Dan asked a question too.
Steven, shout out. Dan, I had a question. What was that? Did you?
Let's see here. Let's know if Lauren liked the Class of Nukem High.
The first film? Yes, absolutely.
That's what I thought too. It's a good surprise. I haven't watched that in a few years, but I definitely seen it a few times.
Oh, it completely doesn't hold up. You'll love it.
Remember in the video store, 25 years ago, renting it, like I said, a couple times.
USA Up All Night. That's where I saw a lot of those.
Cool. Well, thank you.
For me?
If you're ready and raring.
I guess. Oh, let's see. My first one that I got is from Scream 3, which is an amazing soundtrack. What If by Creed. It's got to be on there for me. Next one from I Know What You Did Last Summer, Typo Negative, Summer Breeze. Great song from the opening of that movie. And next I had to put some Skinner on here. It's gonna be Freebird from Devil's Rejects, because redneck stuff. And next one is House of Thousand Corpses by Rob Zombie from House of Thousand Corpses. And then I got from Scream, Red Right Hand by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. I'm just going to run through these. Lauren's a lot better at this than me, so I'm just going to run through mine.
I'm going to be even worse. Don't worry.
I'm cheating a little bit like Lauren, but from a TV show, Stranger Things, Running Up That Hill, Kate Bush. Man, I listen to that song every day now after watching that. And then from Demons soundtrack, White Wedding by Billy Idol.
Ooh, good.
And that is a really good soundtrack too. I think he's Saxons on there, Motley Crue, Scorpions. It's a pretty good soundtrack too. And then from The Strangers, I got Mama Tried. Got to have some Merle Haggard on there.
Like
from
it.
Idle Hands, Enthused by Blink-182. And then another favorite soundtrack of mine from Tales from the Hood. You got Born to Die by Spice One. This is another good soundtrack. And these next three are all from one of my favorite soundtracks of all time, The Crow. But I got Big Empty by Stone Temple Pilots, Burned by The Cure, Rollins Band, Ghost Rider. And then my last one is from Fear Street, 78, and it's Carry On My Wayward Son by Kansas. So that's my mixtape there.
Nice.
I can honestly say I love the movie The Crow. The soundtrack, I'm not the biggest fan of most of those bands, but the Cure song off of that is absolutely awesome. I love that one.
It's a good one.
Now, I couldn't tell you jack shit about the rest of their music, but I like that song.
You have a couple that when I get to mine that we had the same there, Jake. I thought we'd have a couple more though, and we didn't.
I tried to just add I know there's a lot of popular stuff, but I try to add what I would want to listen to, and I listen to everything from. So I gave it a good mixture.
I'm very similar too. Harold, welcome to the show. Watched The Child 1977 today. Oh, has a cat walking on a synth soundtrack. Those can work depending on the movie. If they're played right, done right, I think. If I'm thinking the same thing. And did I see Jamie? Yes. Hello, Jamie Hart. Welcome.
Ooh. Oh, Christian's just ready to pounce on all these. Look at him. He's raring to go.
I'm good.
When you're ready to go, sir.
Okay, I'll go. I don't have near as much as everybody else, but okay. So the first one, let me see if I have the record ready. Return of the Living Dead 2. One of my favorite artists ever I found from this movie. His name's Julian Cope. I don't know if anybody, I know Lauren's familiar with him. He used to be in a band called The Teardrop Explodes, and he went solo. It's called Space Hopper, and I fell in love with him so much. This from this record. This actually is in my top 5 of my favorite records ever made. It's like non-commercial pop rock is the best way to put it. I mean, World Shut Your Mouth was a little MTV hit, but it's The songs are very eclectic. The lyrics are very odd. It's great. It's a great record. So I got to give it up to Julian Cope from ROTLD 2. Next, we got to go with Alice Cooper, one of the greatest of all time. Zipper Catches Skin. I Am the Future. Well, if it's gonna show it with the lighting, but I loved his record covers. You can't see it very well, but the lettering is slightly red up there to where you can see the name of his album. But I'm the Future. This is from class of 1984, and this is a great record. The blackout era, if you will, when he was literally doing cocaine and a number of different drugs. So the music was great, which is also why Aerosmith sucks now. Zombie 4, there I don't have any kind of thing for. I got the CD soundtrack, I guess, but there's a song called Living After Death. If anybody knows the artist that sings that, I wish I knew it, but it's a great, catchy, really catchy little synth 80s style tune. It's really cool. I love that song. Now, unlike Lauren, this movie sucks, but I love the song, so I'm going to have to give it to it. Got to go back to Alice Cooper again. I watched Return to Living Dead Necropolis, and I was doing these videos on terrible movies. But when Alice was doing new metal in the 2000s, he put out this record called Brutal Planet, and I love this record. And he did a song called Cold Machines for the movie, and it's a great song. It's like he kind of puts like, man, if you listen to it, you can just tell he's the king of that genre. I love that record. I think it's one of the last great records he did. Next, I don't have the CD. I know that they put a vinyl out. I don't know if Moonbeam Records put it out or if somebody picked it up from Charles, but Blue Oyster Cult did the soundtrack to a little fun, crappy little movie called Bad Channels, and the opening song Demon's Kiss is a killer song with Eric Bloom on vocals. I love that song. Next we have, and no, I'm not doing Dream Warriors for anybody asking about that. Let's see. Next we have, Lauren knows this is one of the greatest bands ever. Right off the top, Surfing Dead off of the Return of the Living Dead soundtrack. The Cramps are amazing. I love the Cramps so much. Amazing record, just amazing record. Top to bottom, this one of the best soundtracks ever. So let me see if I can find it just offhand. But let's see. I will go Nightmare, but I'm not going to go with nothing too right off the cuff. So on Dream Child, none of this music is in the movie, which is fine, but I'm sure you guys are okay with this. There's a band called Mammoth. Now, if anybody hasn't heard of Mammoth, look them up. They have a song called Can't Take the Hurt. It's a great song. And all the guys in the band are really fat. So they're this hair metal kind of band, but they're all really big guys. And they never made it big. They were putting out a record that was going to be on, I think it was Jive Records around 89, but something happened with the label. And by the time their record was supposed to come out, hair metal was done. So they got dropped. One of their songs got used for Chris Jericho's WCW theme without the lyrics, which was really bizarre. But the song Can't Take the Hurt is my favorite song from the soundtrack of Dream Child. So that's great. And and for those wondering, the Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter Iron Maiden version is way better than the solo version that Bruce Dickinson did. The production is way too clean on that. And my last two, these are big songs, but I gotta say, the only reason I can pop on Maximum Overdrive is for Who Made Who. I think that movie sucks ass, but I fucking love Who Made Who. I love that song so much. It's probably my favorite AC/DC song, or one of them.
Oh, wow.
And I want to say, okay, so I wasn't going to do this because I was like, this is one of the biggest songs in the world. It's one of my favorite bands in the world. Don't Fear the Reaper has been used in countless movies, right? Countless movies. And I usually can't stand any of the way it's used. I'm like, oh, this song is forced. Me and Lauren had a conversation about this. When it was used in X, I understand why the song was used in X. They were massive around the time of when the movie was supposed to take place, obviously. But there were so many, being a hardcore Blue Oyster Cult guy, there were so many songs lyrically that would have gone so well with that scene. But there's one movie, and I'm not a massive fan of this entire movie, I think it slogs in some places and it's better in others. But there's only one movie where I actually really liked the placement of it, and I may get shit for this. I may not. I don't know. The only time I've ever really been happy with it is in the opening of the Stephen King movie, The Stand. The TV movie.
Yeah.
The only times I've ever really liked it, where you see all the carnage and the bodies everywhere. So, other than that, I usually get pissed off because I'm like, there are so many better songs to use from Blue Oyster Cult in this moment. But that's my list. It's not too long. I had a lot of trouble coming up with some stuff, but that's it. That's it for me right there.
It's a good one, and I'm glad you came up with those. You know, there really wasn't too much of a minimum. It was kind of like, well, if you could, there are albums out there, I think, with 5 songs on them, or at least cassettes back in the day, maybe. That was rare. And then some with up to 15, 20 or more. I'm old, I forget things. There's somebody in here had, I don't know, comment towards you, I thought. Welcome, Francis. Chainsaw Gramp. Devil's Son from Hack-O-Lantern is a great one to blast.
You see, I thought I would. I did not want to use anything from Trick or Treat. I was like, everybody's going to use Fastway. Everybody was going to expect me to do something from Nightmare, which was like, I want to, but I can't do Dream Warriors or anything, you know.
But you'd have that on your mixtape?
Dream Warriors, you know, I'm a little burnt on it, to be honest with you.
What about Into the Fire then?
I'd Into the Fire over Dream Warriors, yeah, because Tooth and Nail is their best record. So, I mean, I would certainly have that on there before Dream Warriors.
Now, Christian, I'm curious. Have you ever seen Dokken in concert?
No, and I
You're
wouldn't
not missing
now.
anything.
I mean, I wouldn't now. There's very few artists that can sing that way at that age anymore.
I seen him open for Poison. 01, 02, and I didn't think they were all that great. Don kept doing this little flip thing with the microphone stand, and the stage was small. I'm surprised he didn't hit anybody with it, but you didn't miss a whole lot. So
I think Bobby was asking UCHH, were the sci-fi original Return of the Living Dead's good? Laugh out.
No, they're not good. but Bobby, I'm not trying to promote myself on this channel too much, but if you go to my channel and look up those 2 videos I did about Necropolis and Rape to the Grave, I tell the story of how those movies, what they were supposed to be and all that stuff, and that's way more interesting than the actual films themselves. So check that out.
Oh, guys.
And I was going to mention that you had done a couple videos, and yeah, you guys promote away your channel.
Yeah, go for it.
That's what this is
partly
about.
If you haven't gone to any of these guys' channels, make sure you go check them out.
Shortly after we end the stream
not right
here,
this second.
I'll have. Well, I was going to say I always have the links of the people on the show in the description below, so we'll have those up there shortly after the show. You can just click, go check them out. Beefcake. Where's the beef? Dan, I think, is going to be hitting us up for actual physical mixtapes of our songs.
None of my computers have a CD drive.
I don't think mine either. Pet Cemetery.
I could make a literal mixtape if you got something to play it.
I don't even know if I do anymore. We used to.
You know what I do when I go to Goodwill, Jess? Me and Sydney will go to Goodwill, look at the cassettes, and we have them right here. We buy mixtapes that people have made.
No way.
Because that's so cool. Like, I want to see, like, that's having a piece of somebody's history right there.
That is pretty cool. I'm surprised they sell them there. I didn't know that. Goodwill. They'll actually sell people's old mixtapes.
Goodwill will sell anything if they can make a buck on it.
The Stand series looks amazing tonight.
Now, Lauren, did you ever do that where you just popped in a blank tape into your boombox or whatever and just record straight off the radio?
Yeah, so I mean, especially growing up where I grew up, there wasn't record stores within like anywhere near a reasonable commute. I had department stores, and they just had all the big stuff. So what I discovered is when I discovered that college stations existed and they were playing much more depth. I used to just tune in WPRB or WSOU or one of those channels, and I would just record a night. Because I'm also a big believer that if you love something the first time you hear it, you don't really love it. Because the stuff that's really going to stick with you is stuff that you have to really consider, and it takes a few listens. I think if you love it right away, it probably is too close to other stuff you're already listening to, and you're not being brave. So I used to listen to a lot of college radio at that time, which college radio in like 87, 88, 89, 90 was a lot different than what it is now, whereas they're all just playing the same shoegazer bullshit or, independent hip hop. Back then they were playing a lot of like music on small regional labels. One of my favorite bands out of Cleveland, Ohio is Death of Samantha. And they're just like a pub rock band, but they're brilliant. And I would never have discovered them without college radio. And that came from pushing record on a button and literally just listening that night. But whatever came on got recorded, and I'd listen to that tape through the day, because basically if the sun was still out, your reception on college radio where I was like crap. But once it got dark out and less people were out doing stuff, you could get a much better reception. So if you ever go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, weird side story, which I do recommend you doing. There's a local section, there's a local display, which is like an entire wall that's encased in glass, and they have all these local acts representing the whole Cleveland scene. And I love the fact that there is a right in the middle of the case, there's a Death of Samantha, where the women wear the glory and the men wear the pants album right in the middle of this huge display. And they never had a hit, they never went anywhere. They put out 3 records on Frontier and they were gone. But it's just awesome to see that kind of representation.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how actual trash real quick the actual Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is, though? Where we live in a world where Green Day went in before Deep Purple.
Oh, that's
what the fuck? Are you kidding
wrong.
me? Ian Gillan has more talent in his toe than an entire band. I'm sorry. I love Green Day, but what are we talking about here?
Yeah, no, don't be sorry with that. I'm fine with Green Day as well, but you're right. You're completely right on that.
Well, I'm not a huge Green Day fan. The fact that Judas Priest isn't in there is a shame. So,
good, yeah.
Isn't Motorhead not in yet either?
I don't think Motorhead's in either.
That's a good one, Jamie, and I think that's on a couple lists tonight. Joe Bob Tarheel, been a while since you've been over to this channel. Welcome, man.
Really quick, I don't want to get off topic of the show real quick, but do you guys have like a favorite concert that you love to watch? Like like a classic concert, a pro audio concert? Because one of my all-time favorites is the Perfect Strangers tour, where Blackmore and Gillan, they got it back together. That band was electric in '84, man. I love the record, but that tour was, I wish I could go back in time just to sit somewhere in an arena and see that Perfect Strangers tour. I mean, that band is amazing.
Nice.
You know?
I can't say it definitely wasn't professionally shot, and it's not a classic concert because it's going on right now. But the stadium tour with Joan Jett, Poison, Def Leppard, and Motley Crue, the Poison set has been absolutely killer. And every comment I've read on these videos says that Poison's stealing the show every night. So, and that's not just because I'm a big Poison mark. That's what everybody's saying. I wish I had the money. I could go to one of these concerts. I think the closest they're coming to us is Chicago. So, but somebody in the crowd actually took the time and recorded the entire concert. So I believe last night it was sold out 45,000 people to see 4 hair bands. I mean,
yeah, Sex Pistols Winterland '78 is just changed my life as a young guy seeing footage of a band play, because it's more than just music, it's more than just theatrics. There was just like a moment that was going to define a generation of young, angry people. It was put in flesh. It's an amazing thing. If you haven't seen it, you can watch it on YouTube. It's amazing.
It's good shit. That is good shit. Jake, what about Creed 99 Human Clay Tour? Is that your favorite, Jake?
No. I don't even know, like, other than videos and clips, if I've ever watched a full concert show on anything. I remember it used to be big. You get the VHS back in the days. I always see like a Metallica concert or something like that. But it's just never. I don't know. Music's just something I've done to pass the time or while I'm doing something. So like I've only been to a handful of concerts, and a couple of them was country music concerts that I didn't really have a choice. I didn't have a choice in going to because I was young and I went with my parents.
Jake, there's nothing wrong with going to a country concert from time to time.
Hey, no, I like country music. It just depends who it is.
Real quick, this is where I'm probably going to lose Kory, but Kory, I've got to put my foot in the sand on this, okay? I didn't mention anything from the Shocker soundtrack.
Okay.
There are songs on that soundtrack I'm a big fan of. The best song on the soundtrack is Iggy Pop's song Love Transfusion. So let's just get that straight. Megadeth's cover of No More Mr. Nice Guy is trash. It is garbage. I fucking hate it. I'm a Megadeth fan. Rust in Peace is a masterpiece. I love Rust in Peace. It's trash, Kory. It is garbage. They made it sound like they turned this great song of a story and they made it sound like a robot. I'm sorry, Kory. Meet me halfway. Meet me halfway.
I can meet you halfway in the fact that I do enjoy the Alice Cooper version better, but I don't think it's trash.
It's much better.
I don't think it's trash. You can have fun with Megadeth's version too. So
I can't stand it.
I'll give you Alice Cooper's version's better. It's far better. But
he did I can't remember what concert it was from. It might have been the Trash Tour, but it was like a '93 released album or something. It had like a pig on the front, and it was a live version of No More Mr. Nice Guy on this. I can't remember it. Sometimes they'll play this version on Sirius, and it's one of the best live versions of No More Mr. Nice Guy I've ever heard. But damn it, if I can remember what it's from. Oh well. But anyway, I'll stop hijacking. These things are popping in my head. I just feel
pop them in, brother. And they do actually relate to this show. It is about, rock and music and horror theme music. I'm going to take the heat off. You guys are going to make fun of me. The first one that popped in my head with your question, though, was the Simon and Garfunkel concert in Central Park. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. I liked it a lot. I've enjoyed it. I mean, I've watched many concert DVDs or specials and enjoyed them. But that one stuck out first. We got Master for Vinyl here. Welcome. Thanks for dropping by. And yes, you are definitely right. Big Crack Rock said
better than Deep Purple, Jess.
Oh wait, did he? Oh, I looked at the arrows wrong. No, you were wrong, sir. You are wrong, or man.
And really quick, last thing.
Okay.
Richie Blackmore is is the greatest guitar player ever. The most talented people in the world are mean, vicious human beings. And that's Richie Blackmore. He is one of watch that perfect Jake, listen to me. Turn your sound bar on, turn the lights off, go watch Deep Purple Live 1984. It's one of the most amazing bands you'll ever see in your life. Not right now, Jake. Not right now.
I gotta put it in here so I'll have it though. 1984.
Oh,
yeah,
Christian.
Even if you do Highway Star, just watch him play that song. Richie doesn't even look at his guitar, and he is all over the fretboard. Doesn't miss a half a note. Doesn't miss a half a note. He's my favorite guitar player ever. Now I'll stop.
House of Wax.
What, Kory? Don't tell me you don't like Richie Blackmore, Kory. Don't tell me he's not one of the greatest ever.
How are you gonna say he's better than Marty Friedman?
Oh, okay. Look, when I say the greatest ever, to me, he's the greatest ever. I love Marty Friedman. He is a talented SOB. I love, God, dude, who are some of my favorite guitar players ever? Jake E. Lee is clearly the best Ozzy. The songs he wrote for Ozzy, which he got no credit for. Ultimate Sin is the best Ozzy record, and I will not have anything else. And Tony Iommi is a riff master. Okay, it's not always about how fast you can play. That dude wrote some of the greatest and I'm not talking about the shit he did with Ozzy. Okay, I'm talking about the Glenn stuff. I'm talking about Mob Rules. You don't get much, dude. Those riffs are they're the greatest riffs ever. Are you kidding me? But Richie's the greatest. You know, I'm gonna go back. Richie is the greatest, Kory. I'm standing on it. Watch that damn concert. Tell me he's not the greatest.
I will let you have your opinion. That's fine. I have an unpopular opinion that CC DeVille is the most underrated guitar player of all time. So,
yeah, but you guys are talking about one type of music here, and Blackmore's amazing. Don't get me wrong, but you know, I mean, you take those same players and ask them to play, punk fusion, and they can't hold a candle to Paul B. Cutler. Paul B. Cutler also couldn't play what they're playing, so I think it's like a fool's errand of who's the best guitarist. It all just depends on what type of music. You know, Stuart Copeland, right?
Touche.
It all depends.
Gun to the head, though. I'm still going Richie.
I don't know if we make any good decisions gun to the head.
Gun to the head. Because I know that they would pull the trigger if I didn't say Jimi Hendrix. So.
Mark Knopfler probably overall, gun to head. I'm not a huge Dire Straits fan or anything, but let's be real.
That's a fair one.
Kory from S'mores and Doors. At least he didn't say Garth Brooks in Central Park.
I forgot that one. Damn it!
There's nothing wrong with Garth Brooks. Okay.
There's nothing wrong. I enjoy some Garth Brooks songs, but no, I didn't. Okay. Just trying to get through the chat here. We got a lot of new folks tonight joining us, and welcome. That's pretty cool. The word is spreading in the community. I guess that's better than other things spreading. Rock music forever. Welcome.
Yeah, I am a big Candlemass fan. I found that band on an accident. Spotify actually recommended me some good stuff, and I was like, who the hell is Candlemass? It's a great name.
Hey, Jess, I'll be right back.
Okay. Should I go on with my list?
I'm excited for this. With your MTV shirt.
That's about as good as it gets with me, probably. There's nothing. Well, there's some good stuff on here. I got to back up my list. I mean, right off the bat, I put Dream Warriors from Nightmare 3. Dokken. You know it. I thought everybody was going to have it on their list.
Which is why I didn't.
Wait. You thought I would have Dokken on the fucking list.
With the one exception.
Wait, I was going to say, can you actually envision him saying that? Like, can you close your eyes and actually envision?
I can barely get him to show love for Nightmare 1, so.
He likes bad dreams, man. What can he say?
He does. Running from this nightmare, Tuesday night. Come on. I do. Classic. I really do like that song.
I love Tuesday. Have you listened to her record?
I have listened to a few songs off of it.
The Harder You Love, I think, is the best song in that record. Check that out or
write
listen
that
to that
down,
again.
Actually,
I have that on vinyl somewhere, but I'm not going to dig it out.
The Harder You Love?
Yes. Great song.
Hey, Christian, I would just want to say that was awesome that you had the actual physical copies of those.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I don't collect much vinyl anymore, man. I'm sure Lauren's probably the same way, man. I got in when the getting was good. Now everything costs a shit ton of money, and you've got to get lucky to find stuff cheap now. So,
yeah.
And the disc plants are all just tied up for the next year and a half with all the big stuff. So unless you want a Dell or a reissue of CCR, and want to pay $70 for it, what's the point? So yeah, I mean, I'll always love my minor label stuff that comes in dribs and drabs, but it's a richer market than I can afford.
Mm-hmm. I really quick, Jess. I'll just say this. I remember I went to this place about an hour from me, and they had. I told the guy, I was like, I had been looking for Blue Oyster Cult on vinyl for a long time, and I was like, hey man, I'm looking for Blue Oyster Cult, and he's like, what do you want? And I said, you know, man, like I just need like I had the album I would see the most every time I would go looking for him is Mirrors, which is bullshit because it's a great record, but I guess it doesn't look like a Blue Oyster Cult record, so people just don't keep it, whatever. And I was like, man, I know this is a long shot. I need Imaginos. And he goes, yeah, I got it. I was like, what? He goes, yeah, I got it. Which nobody bought the record in America. I went to this guy, and I know you did, Lauren. I completed my discography of Blue Oyster Cult on vinyl. I mean, he had everything. He had this album, and I was like, dude, what are you doing with this? He goes, what do you mean? Like, he had everything. So, but the problem is he goes on Discogs and tallies me up when I get done. So I bid it. I spent $200 on Blue Oyster Cult vinyl, but I got everything. So I'm done now.
That's so
well,
awesome.
I guess that was worth it.
Yeah.
For a second there, I thought that the Blue Oyster Cult emblem was actually a fidget spinner.
Oh God.
Well, it
No.
could be.
Hey, it wouldn't be the first time a 70s or 80s band predicted something from
So
the future. So.
if anyone who has not actually heard this record that the Christian is showing, this is my favorite piece of Lovecraftian media that Lovecraft himself didn't write. It is amazing. It is a random access myth of a concept record. Musically, it's interesting because yes, it has a lot of the time period it was produced in, but it's also timeless. It's an amazing record, and unfortunately, it almost broke that band into two. So
that was I think that was the first thing me and Lauren ever like bonded over was when I mentioned the band, and he's like, "Yeah, fucking Imaginos is great." I fell out of my chair. I was like, "You, dude, what the fuck? Nobody listens to this stuff besides me." I thought, but it really is good. I'm telling you guys, he's not bullshitting. It's a fantastic record.
In high school, I had a glossy of Imaginos' art from a magazine that I probably had stolen out of the library.
Oh, that's amazing.
Taped to the inside of my locker. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Hugely important.
We're going to get some new Blue Oyster Cult fans today.
All right, Jess. We ready to move on here?
Sure. I mean, my next one would be, I guess, Living Dead Girl, Rob Zombie. And these are in no particular order, of course.
Oh, you already started your list.
Yeah, when you stepped up. It was
okay.
I did the Nightmare songs, got them out of the way. Dokken was one of them. The next one I would say Dark Night by the Blasters from Dusk Till Dawn. Great song.
It's a dark night. Bow, now, now. That song, right?
Yeah.
That's a good song. I like that song.
Yeah. I love that song. Yeah. It is pretty awesome. I can't believe I have 2 Creed songs on here, but What If, Jake, is on my list. And What's This Life For? Yeah. It gets in my head. I know, Christian. It's Scream. It's...
Three rules, man.
It does. It does.
Well,
I don't know about rules,
to be
but
fair,
they made some good songs. A couple good songs.
To be fair, Jess has never been the type of guy that you look at him and be like, this guy knows music. And I don't mean that as a bad thing.
Partially deaf in both ears.
I like all genres though, so I never like have immersed myself into one, not hair metal or hip hop. I touch them all. I've touched them all.
Bet you have.
That's why there's
I know
all
I
those
have.
laws.
Permission first, right?
Hey, to answer Bobby real quick, I know the song he's talking about, "Power of the Night." What happened was they were supposed to hire Billy Heidel for that movie, but they didn't want to pay him. So he's like, "Fuck you guys! I'm not doing the soundtrack for Critters for free." And then they hired some guy to make that song, but it's a fake musician in the movie. So I don't know who it was, but the only way to own that song physically is to get the Critters record, which costs a fortune. All right, Jess.
So what? Wait. Jess is going to mention a Nickelback song any moment. So
Oh, wait.
No, I promise. Nickelback is not on here. I deserve that though. Midnight and the Stars and You, Al Bowley. The Shining song.
Hate that movie. It's trash.
Oh, come on now.
I'm kidding.
It's not necessarily on my top 10 list, but it's a great movie. Christian did covered this song as a request from me, so thank you. Pet Cemetery by the Ramones.
Brain Drain.
Fun song.
best thing on that album.
What's your favorite Ramones record? Let me just see if you have the right answer, Jess Graham.
I don't have the right answer.
What is your favorite Ramones record?
I don't have a favorite Ramones record,
He
honestly.
likes the first one. But
Yeah, there you go. No.
yeah,
It's a good answer, but it's not the right one.
The first one's always the best.
No, End of the Century.
You're gonna say End of the Century, and honestly, I am a pretty big fan of Halfway to Sanity. It was kind of like one of the heavier albums that they did.
Yeah, it's a good album.
Shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice try, Jessica.
I'm sure you can get a Shine Down song in there somewhere, Jess. Don't worry. You can counteract the good music we're spouting.
Let me write that.
Here's the thing, Jeff. I'm having fun with you, but the truth is, these are all songs that initially came to my head. You know, I just like I gotta dig deeper. You know.
For a music man, I wouldn't expect less from you. But for me, these are the songs us average Joes remember. And I'm surprised you didn't have my next one. He's back. Alice Cooper.
I knew
Man
somebody
Behind
else
the
was gonna have it. You know what I mean? Dude, the version that was put on The Life and Crimes of Alice Cooper, the big box set that he did.
The rock version.
There's the song called Trick Bag, which I'm sure Lauren and Kory, at least you guys are familiar with the song from that album. That's He's Back, but he changed the lyrics to Trick Bag.
Oh, yeah.
But that version's great. I would have loved it in the movie. And when I interviewed the director, I was like, dude, why didn't you use that version? He goes, oh, I loved that version, but the producers and all, it wasn't up to me. But I loved that version. I would have used it. But Jess, check that out. That's all over YouTube too. But that's a great version. What do you got?
Sorry, I am actually taking notes. I am writing them down.
It's just saying, say this one.
Jess
Got
just
Flesh
put a
and
line
Bone
for
for the movie.
each of his listings and writing what we're saying in.
No, these are my notes to check out, actually.
Okay.
After. I'll stick with my, generic list. But if it wasn't for me, these songs wouldn't have been mentioned tonight.
Damn right.
Another cover Christian did as well. Not necessarily for me, but I love it. He does it all night long. Fonderay.
Man, that's embarrassing. I can't listen to that thing anymore.
Dude, I play that sucker on a loop some
Oh,
mornings
God.
with my coffee, Christian.
Damn, I'm sorry. That'll wake you up.
I have problems.
That wasn't my finest moment when I look back.
It isn't, but it's so fun. I still am going to try to do a music video to that one of these days.
Wow.
Okay, Red Right Hand, it was also mentioned. That is really a great tune, I think. From Scream by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. Jeepers Creepers, they go back to, I think it was Ethel Waters. Going back to the old creepy songs.
Yeah.
They couldn't get the Susie and the Banshees version, so they had to settle.
Settle for Ethel. Let the Bodies Hit the Floor, Drowning Pool.
Oh my God.
Let the bodies hit
the floor. I just got a couple left. Mad World by Gary Jules from why am I blanking? I know the movie.
Christian and I were talking about these lists, and then I had it on my list. I removed it because I thought someone would take it.
Right. There you
Hear
go.
me again.
Would have thought it would have been Jess Graham.
Yeah.
Come on.
I
Donnie
do love
Darko,
the
guys.
Fear's original, though. I do.
And last one, Down with the Sickness, Disturbed. Hey. I thought I was going to get more crap on other ones than those.
It kind of hurts.
Just wait.
That's your favorite part of the song, Jess?
You know it.
Oh, man. Good job, Jess. I like it.
Thank you.
But Jess, really quick, dude, that whole Nightmare 4 soundtrack, there's some good stuff on it. The Divinals, I like the Divinals. Great band.
Andy, you're on there.
Didn't she pass away not long ago? The singer? Oh God, I was sad. I remember hearing about that. Go West is on there. You know, there's some good stuff on, and I'm a big Go West fan because of that. They had a song in Rocky 4 too. But that song, Don't Be Afraid of Your Dreams, only way to own it is to have the Nightmare 4 soundtrack. It wasn't on a record. I could understand that. It's a lovely, lovely song. That's a great soundtrack. The Nightmare movies, I always tell people, even those sequels that most people aren't into, Dream Child, Freddy's Dead. Freddy's Dead has Iggy Pop on there, Fate's Warning on the soundtrack, Real Goo Goo Dolls.
Dead has a great soundtrack.
How do you beat that, man? I mean, how do you beat it? There's some good stuff on there, you know.
Well, I was
but
just
it's not in the movie.
I was just going to agree with you. You know, as much as I love get a kick out of Dokken and Dream Warriors, Nightmare 4 is a better soundtrack all in all.
Oh yeah, without question. I mean, you can't beat. You can't beat it, man. And I tell you, this cost me a fortune. Actually, it didn't. It cost me about $60. This is from the UK because they didn't press this on vinyl in America. But this is the music from the motion picture, so it's got Iggy Pop on there, Fate's Warning. They're this really killer prog metal band.
Nice.
And this song is fantastic. Fate's Warning, Nothing Left to Say. Great. I tell people, dude, just listen to the soundtrack. If you don't like the movie, just, give me something. Can I have something from you guys?
No.
So that's good stuff.
Thanks, Jessica. She feels it.
There you go, Jess. Really quick, I found it. Tuesday night.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Great little record. That
I
song is not on.
Running from songs off of there.
Right.
Yeah.
Running from This Nightmare is not on there though. So.
No, but I think after it was a while back, was looking for Running from This Nightmare just to listen to, and I stumbled upon that album, and I did check out.
Yeah.
But I wrote down her The Harder You Love.
It's on Spotify.
Yeah. So very cool. And we didn't Soul Asylum, Runaway Train, of course. Good tune. Nobody did say The Queen of the Damned that I recall. But I think you're right. I mean, was it Aaliyah? I dug her. And that's what I got.
Good job, Jess Graham. I like it.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Well, I promise you, my list is not all hair metal. So,
do I have the right to like yell and vent if you say something I don't like?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Yes, you do.
Okay, let's go.
It's the rumble. It's the rumble.
All right. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. These first two songs, I gotta say, when I was younger, I had an aunt who had a bar set up in her basement, and complete with a full stereo 8-track and record player, cassette tape player. Basically anything you could want down there. Bumper pool, regular pool. It was great. Anyway, we would we would all go down there, me and my cousins, and we'd all shoot pool and stuff while the adults were upstairs drinking, and because my aunt had a stereo upstairs as well. Anyway, so we would go downstairs and play pool, so we'd stay out of their hair and let them drink, and we'd have fun downstairs. But a couple of the songs that were available for us to listen to down there were a couple of songs that were on horror soundtracks later on. Mr. Sandman by the Chordettes, off Halloween, and All I Have to Do Is Dream, the Everly Brothers off of the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. I love those songs. They've been a part of anything I listened to since I was a young kid. This next one, though, I'm probably going to get a lot of shit for, since nobody seems to like the movie. But me and my kids have a blast with the Buddy song from the Child's Play remake.
I was cool with the remake. I don't remember a thing about the Buddy song.
I
talking about
was
like the little
okay with the
jingle?
remake, but that song was
jingle.
stupid.
Dude, I'll say this, Kory. Bear McCreary, the Bear guy. I mean, you can't say that guy has been a great composer. You know,
He's awesome.
I'm assuming he did he created the Buddy song too. Right?
I know Mark Hamill actually sang the song, so. But
is that the guy who does the Walking Dead music?
Yes.
Okay.
It's Hellfest.
Yeah, he is good. He's talented.
The Buddy song is so damn catchy.
Yeah.
The Buddy song is so catchy.
I'll accept it.
Me and my kids have a blast. Well, me, my son, and my youngest daughter have a blast driving my wife and my other two daughters nuts with it. So, all right. So I didn't get any shit for that one, but I'm probably going to get a lot of shit for this one.
I'm a walk.
Oh my God, Guns N' Roses End of Days soundtrack.
Okay.
Really?
I'll take that.
Song's probably better than the movie.
A lot of shit for that one.
People give me shit when I say whenever I say anything slightly bad about Guns N' Roses, so I've just stopped doing it. I'm like, okay, I think they're a good band, but I mean, for fuck's sake.
No. They were a good band for one fucking album.
I mean, yeah, they put out I mean, Use Your Illusion is just a lot of fillers on that shit. There's no doubt about it. There are some good songs, but there's no denying that Appetite is a masterpiece.
It is. Beginning to front to back, it is the best thing that came out of the hair metal era. But then you have to deal with the rest of their career at some point.
I was going to make a joke and say
more shit about this.
I was going to make a joke and say, you're right, Lon. I mean, Chinese Democracy is a masterpiece.
Hey, I enjoyed Chinese Democracy, damn it.
You'd be calling me at 2 a.m. Lauren, I'm sorry, man. I can't. Tell me it's okay.
Kory, I got less shit for ones I thought I was going to get the most shit for, and then the ones I thought I was going to get a pass on, I got the most shit. So carry on.
I will say that, hey, Kory, I'm gonna fight you on something though.
Oh yeah.
The Rolling Stones song. What's the name of the Rolling Stones song that
Sympathy
they play?
For the Devil.
Give Me Shelter.
They should have used the Motorhead version in Interview with a Vampire at the end, and I will not accept anything else. Don't hey! The Motorhead version is great.
Hold on. I've heard the Motorhead version. If they were gonna, they should have just used the Rolling Stones version.
Agreed, but if we're gonna pick one for the movie, Lemmy killed that song. Am I right or am I right?
I can't argue with it. I mean,
okay.
Sympathy for the Devil's the last thing that, well, you can't even say the original lineup did, but what's still considered, 90% of the classic lineup. It's the last song they did together, so it's kind of sad. But Oh My God was the first song they released since then. So,
okay, before we go quickly, favorite Stones record start, Kory.
The first one.
Oh fuck you!
This is where I'm gonna get shit. I'm gonna get shit. Steel Wheels is my favorite record.
Wow!
I love Steel Wheels.
That's a thing to say. Ghost Head Soup by far. Go. Anyone?
Are
All
y'all
right.
googling?
Sorry,
Are y'all
Lord.
googling Rolling Stones records?
That's
I honestly
just say
don't
some
know.
girls. No one will yell at you if you say some girls. I promise you. I won't agree with you, but no one will yell.
No, I don't.
I sadly don't know the album names.
I don't care for the Stones. So.
What?
I enjoyed their songs. Actually, what was the one something Babylon had a lion on the front of it.
Son of a bitch.
Had the single "Has Anybody Seen My Baby" on it.
Oh, the one from 99, 2000, somewhere in
Yeah,
there.
somewhere around there.
Oh, you went late.
Yeah. It's. I was
Bridges to Babylon.
That might be it.
I was still selling records back then.
I love the Stones, man.
Oh, I love the Stones too. I am the Beatles, Stones, Who, Pathalon. I will always choose the Who, but Stones would be in second place.
Well, Roger Daltrey's a god amongst men anyway, so
well,
that's
Who's
not a
Next is like a
conversation.
perfect record. I mean, a freaking perfect record. So,
What do you think about it, Kory? You're not a Who fan, Kory?
Those are all good bands. Just don't ask me to name the
A lot of the
albums.
70s stuff now.
What?
There are some 70s bands that I like. I like Aerosmith. I like AC/DC. I like I love Alice Cooper, but I couldn't tell you too much about his 70s stuff. So, but as far as like bands like The Doors and The Who and especially Led Zeppelin, I can listen to them. I don't.
All right, Kory. Well,
And did you answer this question from Kory?
He's screwing with me
Smart.
because, all right, again, I'm not trying to hijack your show. These gentlemen did a Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger movie battle, and they were all picking Kory wasn't. To be fair, Kory was not. They're all picking Pumping Iron as their picked movie. I'm like, you guys don't even work out. Why are you such a fan of Pumping Iron? I don't work out. I don't need that for inspiration. What are you talking about? Like, if they had their way, Pumping Iron would have beat First Blood. These guys are killing me.
Christian, to tell you, Jess would have voted for Pumping Iron.
What are you talking about, Jess? Graham, pumping your cigarette. Put that nicotine in your body. Pumping iron. Yeah. Pumping iron. You got iron lung. What are you doing over there? Pumping iron.
Iron Lung Champion 2008.
Oh, let's do a pump. You gonna do? Hey, when's the Pumping Iron commentary? When are we doing the Pumping Iron commentary?
We got that now.
Lauren,
wait.
Arnold smokes joints in that.
Call Stone. He'll do it.
Yes,
come on now. That'll be fun.
All right,
fantastic.
Cool. And Grim, I love Killer Clown's soundtrack from
the Dickies.
I love it. It's great.
Yeah.
It's only an EP, but it's an awesome EP, and put out by Enigma Restless.
Oh, that Bulls doc, not that long ago, was really good. Was that on Netflix or
The
Hulu?
Last Dance?
Yes.
Good stuff. Dude, his dad died because he had gambling problems too. There's no doubt in my mind.
You think?
Oh, without question. Michael Jordan's dad was a gambling addict, I think, and that's why he got killed. But anyway.
Could be.
Sorry.
Could be. That was a rough year for me. We had just gotten a hold of, my dad was searching Bulls tickets. He had some ties, and we got our tickets right after that happened, or right before. Basically, I didn't get a chance to see Jordan play in the next season, and we were 9 rows away from the Bulls bench.
Oh, wow.
But I got to see all the other greats, of course, of that dynasty. But yeah.
All except for the one that mattered.
I know. But that's cool.
All right, we ready for more?
I'm nervous.
All right, well, you guys stopped me before I got to tell Lauren, yes, you were right. My next song was Me Against the World, Lizzie Borden.
Black Roses.
Yes.
I should have made a prediction list.
That would have been awesome.
You
I
got
would have
that
loved a
one right,
prediction
Lawrence.
list.
Dude, Lizzie Borden is awesome.
You
I
wanna talk
love the
about-
band.
You want to talk about glammed out? There you go. Holy shit.
That's a great song too.
Just found.
When is a found footage movie late night?
That's
Let's see.
every night over at the.
That's,
And,
yeah. We're getting the cameras set up for that soon in the house.
Oh my
Goodness.
god.
That song's stuck in my head now, Kory. Cause I am for real. I love that
Great song. I actually listened to it this morning.
Hell yeah.
Oh, hi, Matt.
Next up, I got Teenage Frankenstein by Alice Cooper.
Nice.
And then Christian was right. Trick or Treat, Fastway.
Oh, stop. There's
What?
only one song to pick from that record that should make that
I picked Trick or Treat, Fastway.
Heft.
son of a bitch.
Heft.
The last song on the.
That's
Come
the
on,
wrong
you're telling
song.
me you're telling me when Sammy Kerr comes out and does the live performance and he performs that song, you're telling me that you don't want to start pumping your fist?
So, Chris, are you saying After Midnight is your track?
No, the best song on the record is Stand Up. I
I like Heft because that's the one with all the backmasking in it. That sounds all sludgy and bad.
Let me tell you, Kory, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the audience. Fastway was a great blues bar rock band. You got to listen to the Checkerboard record. It's the first record they put out. It's phenomenal. It's so good. I love the soundtrack to Trick or Treat, but you agree, the band, I mean, that was a great band, and they put out some good stuff. But that album doesn't really represent them that well. I mean, they were such a good blues rock band.
No, but that album, that soundtrack sells that movie so
100%.
well.
1,000,000,000%. Yeah, without question. Without that,
It's not that good of a movie without it.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I'd
It
much
really
rather watch Black Roses if that's the case. Which I like that movie more. To be totally honest with you, I like Black Roses more than Trick or Treat.
But to be honest with you, I was going to try and pick something off of Shock 'Em Dead, but Virgin Girl just didn't seem to work. So, anyway, my next one was actually Bruce Dickinson's "Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter."
Oh!
Now, hold on. I've got to be honest, okay? I put that song on there because of the Iron Maiden version. So
It works better with that Iron Maiden production on that record, right? It's just that raw, dude. I love that version so much.
now, after that, you said that there was one song off the Shocker soundtrack that
Was the best one,
yeah.
and you don't agree.
I don't agree with that one.
Damn it!
Sword in the Stone.
Fair answer.
Love that
Bonfire.
song. But to be honest with you, it sounds a lot like Winger.
It does, But do you agree, Kory, that Kiss should have put that on Crazy Nights? That song should have made the record.
I thought Paul Stanley was with the Dudes of Wrath.
Paul Stanley wrote that song.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Go on YouTube.
I didn't know
and
he
listen.
wrote that one.
Dude, you can listen. People have found the demo and tried to remaster it and make it sound good. That song was made for Paul Stanley's voice. I wish that would have been on Crazy Nights, but they rejected it because the song was not about love me, hug me, have sex with me, like everything else on the record.
Yeah.
Thematically, so they took it off. But that's such a good song. But Bonfire did it justice, no doubt about it. They did a great
I absolutely love that song. It's not a knock as far as I'm concerned because there are some Winger songs that I enjoy, but just the way that song is done, it sounds like a Winger song.
100%. 100%.
I think I scared Lauren off.
I think you did. I thought you scared Jake too, but he's back.
Well, we'll get a little more mainstream with this next one. Off the Idle Hands soundtrack, Shout at the Devil, Motley Crue.
Oh, cool.
And I just
Scared up, Jess?
they're Jess.
No, I like that one.
Yeah. From everything I've seen on as far as any footage from the stadium tour, Vince Neil's voice still isn't any better. So you're better off just listening to the actual album if you want to hear that song. After Shot at the Devil, I've got a song off the Lost Boys soundtrack, but not the one you guys are thinking.
Oh, please be what I think it is.
Lost in the Shadows is far better than Cry Little Sister. I love that song.
Oh God.
I was gonna say Power Play. I love that song.
I loved Lost in the Shadows, and as a matter of fact, that scene, the dirt bike racing scene when that song's playing, I wanted them to continue playing the song. I didn't care about the movie at that point. I wanted to keep hearing the song. So,
Good
but that's
choice.
just me. After that, I'm going a little bit different here. Every song I've had on here has pretty much been a rock song or a 50s rock song or a metal song. Puppet Master Theme by Richard Band. I love that.
Oh yeah.
I
You
have,
mean Psycho in halftime?
yeah, whatever the hell it's actually called. I love that theme. It's just fun. In some ways, it kind of reminds me of the opening of Sweet Child of Mine, and just I'll sit there and listen to that over and over.
I didn't think we were really counting like themes or scores, though.
Hell yeah, we are. What are you talking about?
Okay,
It's your show.
okay.
Kory said we are. You know?
Did he, though? Did he?
Hey, I didn't specify they had to be songs with lyrics. All right. So I'm pretty sure you guys alluded to this earlier. I was obviously away running from this nightmare Tuesday night. Jess had that. Did anybody say The Darkest Side of the Night?
I don't
No,
think
but
so.
I fucking love that song.
Apparently, I'm giving Lauren a headache.
It's the best thing about the movie.
That movie's just fun.
It is.
Good one,
And
Ben.
for my number
Disturbing behavior.
15,
Harvey
there was a
Danger.
comment earlier by, I think it was Rock Music Forever. Let me see if I can find it.
Wasn't Terror in My Heart? No.
No.
He had a few good ones.
I'll just say it then, and he'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Because I 100% agree with him. Motorhead's version of Hellraiser is far better than Ozzy Osbourne's.
Way better.
That is my number 15 track on my
Hellraiser
list.
3. Wait a minute.
What?
How did we not pick John Bush's Armored Saint song in Hellraiser 3 when they're performing in the movie? Armored frickin' Saint in Hellraiser 3 when they're doing a Hanging Judge. John Bush has one of the greatest voices in that genre ever. When Anthrax lost him, that band died. He was the best. John Bush is one of the greatest vocalists ever. Are you kidding me? That's my number 9 pick, Jess Graham. Armored Saint, Hanging Judge.
All right.
I'm just saying.
Say it, brother.
Well, I'll disagree with you on that one too. But
What?
I just
Are you telling me that Sound of White Noise is not the best Anthrax record?
I think For All Kings was better than that.
So they get the Tylenol.
I'm giving Christian a headache. Some bitch.
Sydney, if you could airmail me the rest of the bottle.
Yes, I'll send you dozens of aspirin.
Now there was a song that There are a couple of songs I wanted to put on, and I guess by Lauren's definition of horror, I guess it would probably fall under. But there was a couple of songs off the River's Edge soundtrack. I want to say
Great fucking
Hallows
movie.
Eve, but I cannot remember the name of the song.
That's another Enigma soundtrack piece, by the way.
Wait, which River's Edge are we talking, man?
What do you mean?
There's only one River's Edge.
Okay. I'm sure it's the same one him and I are talking about.
You're talking about the track that Glover's playing in the car when he's trying to stay awake.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And then
Because
there's
he's nodding, and then he just woke up from the cop.
Yes.
I love that movie.
I do too.
So
and then
much.
I think the name
It's
of the
not
band
supposed to be funny, but I laughed
is
through it.
Prong.
Prong.
Snap your fingers, snap your neck.
Snap your neck. It's a great track.
Love that song.
So yeah, Prong and Killing Joke were kind of wading in the same waters at that time. So it's a great moment of kind of that chunky, proto metal industrial kind of blending. It's just great moment.
Oh, I got nothing else.
Nothing.
Now I want
Jess,
to go
I'm
watch
proud of
River's
you.
Edge.
Yeah. Don't you always want to watch? Have you?
I do.
Jess, have you ever seen Slipping into Darkness?
I don't know if I have. I don't think
Slipping
so.
into Darkness is this ripoff of River's Edge that was made for cable.
I haven't seen it.
And it is so frigging amazing. Because it's like someone didn't fully understand River's Edge, but decided to make their version of it.
Like sounds like a Canon Films movie.
Slipping into Darkness, huh?
Slipping into Darkness. It's amazing. I still just have my laser just because I don't think it's ever been anything but VHS and laser. But if you can find it and watch a stream of it somewhere, do. It is so amazing. It's so out of control. It's so weird, and it could never be made today because it is horrifically politically incorrect. It's about
Amazon Prime.
Awesome. So it's about
very
a
nice.
Man who's developmentally disabled brother gets killed on train tracks one night, and he believes that he was lured there by a girl. So he gets his friends together, they're bikers, to go trap and kill the girls. But they can't really do it because they're not bad people, except for maybe one guy who's a very bad person. It's a great movie.
All right.
It's out of control. It's like someone thought that River's Edge was too in control, so they needed to make an out of control version.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I don't know how
It's so
you
good.
can get more out of control than River's
By the time
Edge.
you get to the crop harvester scene, you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Okay. I actually just found that song. It was Lethal Tendencies by Hallows Eve.
I'd count
All
it.
those people are
Darren.
on Metal Blade, which was distributed through Capitol. So that makes sense because they shared the same distributor with Enigma, so that's how they ended up there. It all makes sense.
Jake,
that
you
your-
still awake?
Jake.
Yeah, I'm awake.
It's just finishing up side 2 of the Creed record.
I shouldn't laugh. I had Creed on my list too.
Jake, I bought a Creed CD once.
I never paid for them.
There's nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with that.
It was about the same time I bought a Godsmack CD too.
Oh,
Nothing wrong with that either.
Hey, I
Come
thought
on, man.
Godsmack
I
was
hate
alright.
Godsmack, man. I'm not a Godsmack fan.
was
That
it
was-
some kind of like was like a kid in
I was-
school trying to save up money for a field trip? You had to buy this thing.
I was going through a phase.
Dude, they were the worst.
I was trying to be relevant and listen to what was in, and it just no.
Dude, they were the most boring concert I've ever seen.
It's about the time I quit wearing baggy Jinkos and started wearing regular jeans. And
See, while I wouldn't say it was the best, I thought that I went to a Godsmack concert, and I
I'm
enjoyed
sorry.
it.
I feel your pain, dude. I
I didn't
there.
like seek them out to go to it, but
Yeah,
Jess, I'm taking you.
Friends
The
were
next
going,
time
and I was
Poison
like, hell
comes
yeah,
through,
I'll
I'm
go.
taking you, bud.
I feel like there's going to be a very special episode of Cable Channel 11 in the future where Jess is lying on a couch recounting all the damage and all the false memories that are hidden beneath the Godsmack concert.
Dude.
It's like the end of the MASH series, whereas we find out everything was really fucked for years.
It was. It's true.
Dude, we went to Edge Fest in 2010. And it was
Fest.
Rob. Yeah, it was in Arkansas. It was a big thing, right? Big bands were there. The main co-headlining was Rob Zombie and Godsmack, and Godsmack played last. Thank God. But there were some. They had the sides, the second stage, Jess, and it was a blessing because Papa Roach was playing, and then Hell Yeah was playing, which Hell Yeah was
Seen
terrible.
them.
I hate Hell Yeah. I met those. I had a band that played open for them when they came to town. All of them were jerks except for Vinnie Paul. But me and my buddies were like, let's go to the second stage. Screw this crap. Second stage had bands that I still listen to this very day. I got to meet the guys from Veer Union. Never heard of them. They were awesome. Then Lacuna Coil. I was like, who the hell is Lacuna Coil? And these Italian people blew me away. They were amazing live. Lovely. I tried to go meet. I met the woman. I forget her name. And she spoke English fairly well, the singer. And then I went to the bass player because I'm a bass player in my band and stuff. And I said, do you speak English? He just goes. And so I didn't know what to do. So I bowed to him like that. And he bowed back to me. They were great. Lacuna Coil was fantastic. But Rob Zombie put on a fun show, really fun. You know, John 5 had the glowing guitar, letting it rip. Zombie sounded kind of terrible, but like it's okay because like he's not a singer anyway, so he just kind of yells. But he had Frankenstein movies playing on the Titantrons, and it was so fun. Godsmack comes out there, all these guys 5'2" nothing, and they just start playing. They don't even move. It's like you're watching Stonehenge. You know, and look, you know, they're not the Eagles. The Eagles can sit on bar stools and sell out, 40,000 seat arenas. But I mean, oh my God, my dad, 2 songs in, he goes, let's go. Screw this. Let's get the hell out of here. So we left. We didn't even watch, but 2 songs. So I don't regret it.
I guess, yeah, most of my good memories of that, I remember more of the audience experience, maybe, with Godsmack.
And dude, people stunk. It was Arkansas, dude. It was the middle of summer. Nasty people. But they went crazy when Five Finger Death Punch hit the stage, let me tell you. They went freaking nuts when Five Finger Death Punch. That's like Arkansas, they have the biggest fan base in the world in Arkansas.
That makes complete sense. It really does.
Well, let me just say again, if you guys ever get a chance to, the videos are on YouTube. Check out some of these Poison sets that they're doing on the stadium tour. They're having a blast. And actually in one of them, somebody was getting hassled by security for taking pictures. Brett Michaels actually goes over, stops the security guard and tells him, look, I'll pay the fucking fine. We're here to have a party. Leave these people alone. Let them take pictures. And everybody got to stay and do their thing. And it seemed like everybody was just having a blast. So
that's good, dude. What is the best Poison record, Kory? See if you got it.
Best Poison record?
Yeah.
He'll have this one.
Dude, Flesh and Blood.
Open up and say,
It's a really nice hat, though, Christian.
Thank you. Thank you. I like it. Little simple little hat.
Yeah.
Name one song on Flesh and Blood. And keep in mind, I love Poison, but name one song off of Flesh and Blood that's better than Fallen Angel.
Fallen Angel's good, but dude, I just love Unskinny Bop. That guitar is so catchy. It is so catchy. It's so fun to play.
Talking about riffs. What about the opening riff to Fallen Angel? It's iconic.
It's good.
It's good.
Kory, didn't you put Unskinny Bop on our spring break trip back in 20-some years ago?
No.
25 years ago?
No, we had I could tell you what we had on that tape because this was a fucked up mixtape. We had the Refreshments, Fizzy Fuzzy, Big and Buzzy, that entire album. We had Symphony of Destruction, Sweating Bullets, and Countdown to Extinction. Those 3 songs off of the album Countdown to Extinction. Those were my picks because I was trying to have a variety. Jess's variety was the Dave Matthews Band.
I don't think I had Dave Matthews on there,
Dave
dude.
Matthews Band, Jewel.
Oh,
I might have had Jewel.
Alanis
Jazz,
Morissette.
The
I had David Lee
Puff
Roth.
Daddy song, the rip off from the Police.
Puff Daddy. Probably did.
Oh,
Again, this is 25 years ago.
Puff Diddy.
26, 27 maybe. No, I don't know. I think
Was
you're
he going
confusing
by
our
Puff Daddy
soundtrack.
then, or what was he going by then?
P Diddy.
No, it was Puff Daddy back then. It's
Late
P
90s?
Diddy now, isn't it?
I don't know. Someone should check that.
Mid to late 90s. I don't.
Oh, I won't be heartbroken if I'm wrong in this case. Though.
Yeah,
I love you, buddy, but see, and that's one of the great things about Jess and I's friendship is that it's lasted for over 20 years. We have, when it comes to music, we have virtually nothing in common. And seriously,
well, I mean, there's exceptions
We have-
because
we have
again,
the
I like
Refreshments.
songs
We like
out of
the
all
Refreshments.
genres. Well, I mean, and I like Poison songs, but you can't ask me to name albums or what's my favorite album. But I enjoy the tunes. You start playing something, I'll start singing it half the time.
He changed his name to P Diddy in 2001, according to Wikipedia.
so he was
before
still
that
Puff
then.
Daddy then.
Yeah. And I don't know if he's pulling out some stuff that I might have listened to. It wasn't necessarily on our spring break tape. Wish I still had that.
Why would you go to P Diddy? Puff Daddy's so much cooler.
I know it. Puff, motherfuckers.
Puff Daddy.
Well, it was Sean Puffy Combs to begin with, when he was still just producing records.
Lauren is correct.
I used to sell the crap.
Thank you again, Jessica. Damn right. I'm out, man.
This was fun.
I'm glad you guys did have fun, and I'm always glad you guys show up to these shows. And never know what's gonna happen, if they're gonna be fun or.
It was a good time, dude.
How does everyone feel about Evil Dead Trap?
It's kind of crap.
There you go.
It was Mario Kart 64, man, not Diddy Kong Racing. For me, I like old DK on there though to play it.
Dead Kennedys?
No, Donkey Kong.
Oh, DK.
Lauren perked up real quick when you said that.
No, Donkey Kong.
That's like the landlord.
Well, it's like, what records did Donkey Kong put out?
The scary thing is they probably exist.
Now I remember the mixtape. Jess, didn't you have a tape of the Jerky Boys that we took on that trip?
Maybe.
Christ,
I mean, we needed whatever. We had an 8-hour drive.
Yeah.
But we did record like a tape that was what 2 hour on each side or something, or 2 hours on each side.
Jess, did you listen to the Teddy Ruxpin cassette in the car too?
Is that with the bear that talks? Teddy Ruxpin?
Yeah, the talking bear. Did you take the cassette
Teddy
with you
Ruxpin.
on road trips?
Hey, we did what we could, man.
I heard they're reissuing that on Waxwork, by the
Oh,
way.
Christ.
It'll be a $70 vinyl reissue with gatefold art.
And it'll sound scratchy as hell.
Yeah. So that people will buy the $70 repressing on 180 gram vinyl, then put it on their Crosley turntable, briefcase turntable that'll immediately destroy the record.
Yes.
This is the world we live in music.
Yes. Oh.
I don't know,
I
Cliff.
love
Do you
it.
like Evil Dead Trap? I really have never met anyone who actually likes that film or its sequel.
Yeah. Can't say I do.
No.
Any final thoughts, Kory?
Yes, if you get a chance to go see Black Phone, it's actually pretty good. So
Tomorrow I'm going, and I'm
That trailer
excited
looks
because
freaking awesome.
when Tom Savini did the masks, man, and I'll anything to support Tom, man. I'm always about that. So
really enjoyed it. My 15-year-old daughter went, and she gets pretty scared by a lot of stuff. She loved it. She sat there and told me 10 out of 10, Dad. So I was like, all right, fine. So it's a good movie. I enjoyed it. So go check it out.
is it a good movie or is it a good Blumhouse movie?
I think it's a good movie.
You know what I mean, though.
I don't hold
I do.
grudges against
Lauren,
Blumhouse.
that's
So.
what I mean.
I knew that was coming.
I think Lauren might. I think this could be Lauren. Not everything can suck from them.
No.
You know what I mean?
Listen, I just saw a Blumhouse released film called Unhuman, which is from the Feast guys, and I liked it. It's not great, but I had a lot of fun with it. I love The Hunt. Every once in a while, something comes out of Blumhouse. I'm not blind to it, but the track record is abysmal.
This could be The Hunt for them this year. You know,
it might be, but I don't know. We'll see. Whatever.
Owen, can you hear me? Hi, buddy.
he's good. He's a mess.
Love it. Well, should we go around the room?
Coming up?
Actually, about a couple hours ago, we premiered the new Obscurity report about this film, Celia, Child of Terror, the Australian 1989 coming-of-age horror film that basically no one knows. So you should watch the video to find out what's going on with it, and hopefully that'll interest you enough to watch the film. Great panel. Unfortunately, Christian was supposed to be there, but work screwed him over, so that's awful. He'll have to catch up with us on the next one. But the panel did include Miguel Lanzo, the director of Jesus Shows You the Highway, who came in to talk about someone else's film, and from Estonia. So it's a fun video if you want to hear a bunch of us chat about a film that you're not going to hear anyone else talk about this week. Check out that on the channel. Other than that, we're still in the holding pattern, waiting for this fall to get here so the new book gets released.
Hell yeah.
There's a question here for you in a second. Jess saw Elvis, and it was good. I didn't know about that one until recently.
I love Bubba Hotep.
I will never see the Elvis movie.
And a question, Christian. Would you rather have a Netflix or Blumhouse nightmare movie?
Well, this would be my luck. Blumhouse would make the movie for Netflix. that's gonna be what happens. And I will cry.
I honestly don't know. As long as it's a good freaking movie, I don't care who releases it. But yeah, I get your question. All right. What's going on your channel, CHH?
Usually got the You Need a Horror podcast once a week. Just drop one today. I don't know, man. I kind of work sporadically and just do stuff as I feel like it. So it's hard to say what I've got going on. I am reading. I happen to have it right here. This book that's been really fun, Taking Shape, which I'm learning a bunch of cool stuff about the movies.
No, you did that.
Yeah. What read? I'm getting there. We actually just got one of Lauren's books yesterday, a day before yesterday. Damn it. I think it was called Snarl, right? We ordered that.
I've actually read that one. That one's good.
Oh, I haven't yet.
Sydney read the Bleak December one. I remember she was like, dude, that guy's fucking crazy. I was like, what's wrong? She goes, it was hardcore. She liked it, but she goes, this was real shit,
It's a ride.
So we got Snarl coming, so that'll be cool. But yeah, as far as videos go, man, it's sporadic. I usually upload 2 to 3, sometimes 4 times a week. So you'll get content, but I can't really tell you what it's going to be.
Planet CHH, everybody. And again, these links will be in the description below. And Mr. Jake from Slaughterport.
My Vinegar Syndrome stuff will be here tomorrow, so I'll probably do a video of that.
You don't even want those movies anymore.
I don't. It's going to be great because I don't remember what I bought anymore. So it's going to be fun. Everybody's going to be surprised.
Even you.
And that's probably it because next week will be pretty busy, holiday weekend and all that good stuff. So I don't know after that.
Dude, you know it. You know it's bad when you have no idea what you ordered from Vinegar Syndrome anymore. You don't even know.
The only thing
if you don't open up that box and have a reaction and go, "Shit, man, I really bought that," you're lying to yourself, Jake.
The only thing I remember that I bought was the Thriller 4K. That's all I remember that I bought.
Were you drunk that night, right?
No,
he was trashed. He was trashed. Because I had to talk him out of buying Hobgoblins, too. He was getting ready to buy Hobgoblins. You son of a bitch. Jake bought the $150 8-movie holder from Vinegar Syndrome made out of particle board.
Plywood and staples.
That's $150 on sale.
Love those guys.
Holds 8 movies.
Listen, Vinegar Syndrome are the only ones to take a chance on this stuff, though. These movies. So you know what? If they got to sell plywood and staples to make that happen, okay, I'll give them a pass.
Damn right.
Damn right.
He left. I don't know where he went.
So, real quick, Christian, Lauren, Jake, if you know about these, I'm sure Jess doesn't. How cool would it be to see an actual movie made of a King Diamond album?
Which album?
Any album.
That would be a fever dream, for sure. You know what though? You've actually got me think. That's a really good thing to bring up. Like a concept record would make a good movie too.
So you know it almost happened, right?
What's that?
Abigail was licensed for 8 years in the early 90s. It really almost happened, but almost doesn't mean happened though. So
to answer your question though, that would be I love King Diamond. It took me years to become a King Diamond fan though. I just had to keep making myself listen to him. Now I love King Diamond, but those vocals were interesting the first time I heard them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember because Merciful Fate was big a couple years before I was really part of the metal punk movement. And I remember people wearing Merciful Fate shirts all the time, and I was like, "This must be the hardest." And then I heard the music, I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's what it was." I'd blown it out of my head so much what it must be, and it didn't really match what I thought it was going to be. So,
just left the show.
I'm still here.
Where'd you go?
So, Jake, which Creed record should be?
Whoa,
hey, My Own Prison. If they're gonna do one, make a movie out of My Own Prison, I guess, right?
Hey, Orc, if you're out there, will you do a cover of a Creed song? What if?
Hasn't he?
I think he has.
It did sound like something Orc has done, so maybe he has. He's got the voice. Have you guys heard of Crimson Glory?
No.
Is that a sex toy?
Yes.
Oh my. I want to see the David Bowie coming out. I didn't know there was one.
Or, Christian, would you rather see Wasp's Crimson Idol done as a movie?
100%. That is an amazing record. I love the Crimson Idol. I like it more than Headless Children, which is a good record too, but Crimson Idol is a masterpiece.
My favorite Wasp song is off of the Headless Children.
I see you in there. Hold on, backstage. I'm going to bring... Sorry.
Which song?
Restless Gypsy.
Great song. My God, great song. Man.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a surprise cameo appearance joining us last minute here, just in time. From Fleshwood Features.
Because I knew you did the drawing and I felt bad. Sorry, I had to record something. Otherwise, I would have hung out. But yes. Shout out, chat.
Shout out.
Glad you could jump on.
Yes. I don't have a list or anything, so not going to extend
Oh,
your
you're
show.
fine.
A couple songs off the top of your head that would definitely be on your mixtape, though.
All the Creed
Ooh.
stuff's been taken, by the way.
Yeah. We're never going to live that down, Chase.
Wow. The Riz Ortolani score, I know you didn't do scores, but for Cannibal Holocaust is one I listen to all the time. It's a oddly calming score.
Dan, the Grindhouse Laserdisc comes with that as a 7-inch single.
Oh, nice.
God.
Nice.
Come on,
Yeah,
Grindhouse.
That is definitely up there. Madman Mars, that's like every hike. At some point, going through the woods, I got to play Madman Mars. But yeah, as far as like Freddy versus Jason had a very good soundtrack. Everybody knows I'm not a Scream guy, but I do remember some of those having good soundtracks.
Scream 3
Creed.
had one of the best, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
like I say, I'm not gonna say anything.
Oh, please do.
do it. Yeah.
Masters of Horror.
I know.
I remember having a soundtrack to that. They had some good songs on there. Not as musically knowledgeable. So I'm actually gonna. This show was excellent. What I saw of it before I had to record, so I'm gonna like re-listen to this and write everything down. So I might be hitting you guys up that know how for a CD at some point for Halloween, especially. But Midnight Hour, that would have made my list too.
Oh,
Damn it, Stephen LaPierre! I completely forgot about Demons.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Demons 2 has the cult on it. Damn it. Bastards.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. I fucking love the cult.
I had the pleasure of meeting pretty much most everybody living from that movie. Lamberto's really nice. I want to meet some of the musicians and bands and get those to sign my poster as well.
Now, Christian, you're familiar with this album. And the band Crazy Licks did 3 songs for the Friday the 13th game.
Oh,
That's off the Rough Justice album.
yes, sir.
So if you guys ever get a chance to check out XIII, oh, fuck, I can't think of the names of the other ones. Give me 1 second.
Was Killer on there?
Yeah. And there's one more. I've got the album right here, and I just have to pull it up.
Snakes in Paradise, maybe.
No, Live Before I Die.
Live Before I Die. I love that record. It's my favorite Crazy Licks record. Listen to it all the time.
Need to check out Riot Avenue. That's an awesome, awesome album.
and of course,
That's a whole one.
if you haven't, if you didn't know, those of you watching, you might have led you here. Dan Shine down there from Flesh Wound Features nominated 3 of us that are on here tonight for the next horror YouTuber of the month.
Yes, we are in the closing days. So
I just put 2 and 2 together. Jake feels awkward right now because he cut a scathing promo on Lauren Dixon, and he don't know what the hell to do. Pull up that promo! I dare you to pull up that promo. Jake's like, "No, God, don't do it."
it's anybody's game. Last I looked, there was 2 votes that separated 1 and 2, and third place wasn't too far behind either.
Yeah,
So
it was pretty vicious.
yes.
That's all right, Jake. Just remember, what's old is new again. So even these streaming sites are looking more and more like cable. So
Yes. Yes.
I'm just paying off a bunch of Russians to come in at the last moment and make Mike win. That's what's going to happen. So, spoilers: everyone's going to be disappointed except Mike. I'm very surprised.
Oh man.
And
Jess.
Christian palette harvesting for us. So
There you go. There you go. Jess, I feel like you got to make an animated movie of all of us now.
It does seem like that. I don't do the actual animation, but we got somebody who might be able to.
I got the storyline. It's 3 guys go to this house.
How do you remember that?
All right, it's not finished though, so you're gonna have to finish it yourself.
Oh,
There you go.
They named Timmy, Jess, and I don't know, some guys.
Yes.
Alvin.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my God. Thank you. I almost brought up your stream. I decided not to. But yeah, vote for any of these fine fellas here.
or for Mike.
There you go.
And
Vote
of course,
for someone.
the real fifth Beatle. Any of them, we're all winners in that. And thank you, Christian, for coming.
Yes.
Yeah, and up on our channel, Kory. Anybody got anything else before we dip out?
A soundtrack that it's more of sci-fi, but Repo Man has I think Lauren would agree, has a great soundtrack.
Oh, either Repo Man, actually.
Is I haven't seen the soundtrack for the remake, I guess.
Well, no, they're completely different films, but I love both films, and both of them have cornerstone music.
Alex Cox and Jude Law, are you talking? Okay.
No.
Okay, I figured you'd want to clarify.
Genetic Opera.
Okay.
Okay, that one. Yeah, I'm talking about the Emilio Estevez.
Yeah, no, they're both awesome.
That makes more sense. I was like, I don't remember the Jude Law one anything about music, so
No, just stop that. That's a great soundtrack. I wouldn't say Repo Man is a horror film.
More sci-fi-ish, right?
I think it's just an art flick, to be honest with you. I don't think it's it's just a weird ass flick, and I do love it. But that's a great call out, though. There's lots of great music on that soundtrack. See that? Everyone thinks that Jake and I don't agree on anything. We just prove them
True.
it's actually weird watching that. It's like I like a couple movies with Paris Hilton in it. Genetic Opera, House of Wax, which I always enjoy.
Paris Hilton is not a bad actress, which is the shocking thing.
No, she's perfect. She did a Supernatural episode that she played herself, but she was good.
It's one of those things. Like, I think that we are so used to the culture deciding how we should feel about things that you can't take a step back and just go, things are what they are, But yeah, no, I mean, if you haven't seen Repo the Genetic Opera, it wouldn't be appropriate to put on a list like this because it's all kind of one thing. It's an opera.
Yeah,
It's an It really is. Yeah, I watched it 2 Octobers ago.
Yeah, but there's some great music. Again, it kind of has that industrial rock thing going on, but it is remarkable how well it all works and that it actually got made. And it only got made because all that Saw money was coming in.
Yeah.
So it's like a film that any other time period, any other way would never have happened. But Lionsgate wanted to keep Bousman happy, so they let him make this thing that they knew they didn't know what to do with. Although it has a hell of an afterlife. Like, that thing still sells on physical media. It's a good renter on streaming. So yeah, I wish there's more movies that used music so intricately. I mean, Phantom of the Paradise is the other obvious one, right? Which I love. It's my favorite De Palma film. So.
I still see cosplay at conventions for Repo. That one's had a hell of a life now. I mean, God, what is it? 15 years? No,
Has it been that long?
It has to be.
Was it that old?
Yeah, I mean, like 06 maybe ish.
You know,
Well,
something like that would not normally be my cup of tea, but I did enjoy it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was entertained by the movie.
Never got to make his trilogy though, but yeah.
No, I mean he doesn't own it, so
Yeah.
unfortunately, unless Lionsgate decide they want to do it,
Yeah.
it's not gonna happen. I always thought if it got popular enough, the real goal didn't want more movies, but I wanted to see a stage production happen because it's perfect for it.
It is. It is.
Similar in the way, yeah, it's basically a musical horror comedy. And I gotta say, I prefer the original Roger Corman Little Shop of Horrors
Hell
over
yeah.
that.
Absolutely agree with that too.
Yeah.
It's much more.
Yeah. I'm due a rewatch of the Rick Moranis one. It's been a while.
I mean, don't
He's
get me
not
wrong,
as
that's
into it as other people though.
fine.
But,
Not great.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't hate it, but it's definitely not great to me either. Give me the old one, and I think that one's great fun.
Give me Dick Miller, give me Jack Nicholson, really. It's just that movie. Little Shop of Horrors is one of those films. It was one of my first VHS purchases, and that movie you don't realize it's not a long movie. It's like an hour, 16 minutes or something, but it feels like it's about 20 minutes long. Like you put that movie on, and then it's just over, and you just have the ride. It was great. Goes amazingly quickly, and it hasn't aged badly at all because it always felt like a 60s throwback. So it's always been alive. It's a great film.
Have any of you had the pleasure of having a conversation with Dick Miller?
I did.
Oh, he's great. He's funny.
It's back right there. Follow my finger.
Okay. Nice.
Actually, wait. He might be. No, he's on this wall. I think he might be covered. He might be just covered.
Partially, I think I probably see where you mean, but yeah,
he was fun. He was fun.
Yeah, he was just funny. Like, I mean, he was pretty old when I met him, but still had his sense of humor, great stories, just a really cool guy.
I mean, I know Dan won't mind me saying this. The rest of you are probably going to roll your eyes, but when you go to these horror conventions, go see the classic stars that are not going to be with us much longer. You're not going to regret it. I mean, Richard Johnson from the original Haunting, the Robert Wise film, and from Fulci Zombie, if that's where you want to go. Like, meeting him, he was not at his best. He was in an alcoholic daze. There was beer cans on his desk. A guy brought him alcohol while I was getting the signature. But I met Richard Johnson, right?
Yeah. People, and then they miss him when they don't take the time to go talk to him. I mean, I worked with Conrad Brooks, not exactly a Hollywood legend, but he told me stories about a drunk Lash LaRue in a bar, Bella Lugosi stories that I treasure to this day. Because, I mean, he was really one of the last of that era that, was still around working pretty much up until he died. So there's not a lot left. So the ones that are, you can usually have a conversation with those guys too. Remember, you're going to get about 30 seconds if you're lucky with the Robert Englund. So, talk to the legends.
The other thing I think I just want to say about like going to conventions is, when you're there, don't try and think of something that's going to spur a conversation. Don't think of it that way. Think of them as people. Go up, tell them how much they mean to you, but then allow them to speak back to you. I can't tell you how many people say thank you and just leave.
Yeah.
That's not the experience you want. And you're not going to, again, with Robert Englund, you're not going to get that. But with a lot of these people, you'd be amazed at what you get if you let them talk to you. They would rather have something that feels more than just transactional.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I actually was able to eat lunch with Robert Dix and I believe it was his wife. Just met him and he's like, oh, I'm gonna go get a sandwich, and told some great Al Adamson stories, and just you don't get that Richard Lynch is another one who I met right before he passed. He had some fantastic stories too, old Hollywood stuff. Those are my best memories. I've met a lot of people, obviously, as you can see behind me, but the best memories I have are just talking to those guys that were really there a long, long time ago. Oh, you didn't have to make me say
I just wanted to real quick.
That's fine.
And see your pretty face up close.
There you go. Sorry, I didn't groom myself today, but
so the crickets are still living in the beard.
They're still in there somewhere.
Oh, I thought he was talking about grooming somewhere else. I was like, oh, we can't see.
Can't see. You don't know what's going on down there.
So I've been sick, and I just wanted to show off my painting that I did while I was sick. So
this is cool, guys. I think so, at least.
That's awesome. I have no artistic talent at all, and I wish I did.
It's just when you're feeling really shitty and you can create something. It's a really great feeling. It really helps. So I'm not just applying for attention by showing the painting. It's something that helped me get through.
Yeah. You should probably just commit to it. When I was in college, I'll confess, like I had to take this art history class, and I was like, oh gee, this is gonna suck. And he actually made me appreciate art. Just his name was Professor Gary Burgle. If you can, I don't know if he was older, so I don't know if he's still around, but yeah, I have an appreciation I never had before.
Cool.
Hey, Jess, I don't know if you brought this up earlier or not. Christian had to bail there, but
I don't think
yes,
I did. No.
Yes, I do remember those 5-minute commercials for the Monsters of Rock or Monster Ballads.
Oh, were they like the CD combinations?
Yeah.
Okay. Almost like a short infomercial.
Yeah, and I bought both of them. Well, actually, I think they had two volumes for the Monsters of Rock, and then they had the Monster Ballads one. So, yeah, I remember those. I bought them. I still love all those bands and would still gladly pay to go see them in concert. So,
cool. Well, I want to say thank you again to all of you newcomers to the channel, and of course our regular friends and viewers in the chat. Guys, it's pretty awesome. So hopefully you'll join us again. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. Kory and I'm sure we'll be back next month for another Horror Rumble. Do you want to give away the topic or make
yeah, might as well. We already know what it is. We're doing Jaws next month, people.
The Jaws franchise.
All those movies.
Were we adding Cruel Jaws in there too?
No, I mean, you can mention it, but it technically will not be officially on the list.
It'll be on my list.
Will get mentioned.
Jess is the Jaws authority on this one, so
well,
I'll defer to him.
Other guys here, I think, who probably have more authority on the actual films themselves. But
rip off Hulk Hogan in Cruel Jaws. Come on, it's Jaws 5.
Hey, I mean, again, like I said, we'll bring it up, but it's not official canon of the series of the franchise.
Jake, you know what you really should do with that slipcover, right?
I'm not. No.
Do it, Jake.
No.
You know you want to.
No way.
15 years from now, you're going to look back and go, man, I should have just tore these pieces of shit up. Isn't that
absolutely you will?
No.
Jake, you could always just take a picture of it and then.
Thank you, Jessica.
No.
And Ghosty and all y'all. Jamie. Jaws, yay. Yeah, so it should be a fun one. Jess Graham live. I may or may not do a 6th and final episode of the first season. It may end up just being a 5-episode first season. We'll, end it with Lauren's fantastic show, which is what would you call that, Kory? Record
highest
breaker,
the
highest viewed
show.
Episode, fastest rising.
People love to hate watch.
I highly doubt that. I think there was a lot of love watching that. Well, Big Crack Rock, would rather cut his dick off. I'm not sure on what, but thanks for joining us. And I'm glad you didn't cut it off.
Maybe that's Cruel Jaws, or I don't know if that's Cruel Jaws.
If
or
it's
you,
Cruel
Lauren.
Jaws, I
don't
kind of
know.
have to agree with Rock there. It's
I really vote that it's me.
and hopefully some other crap on this channel. Got nothing else to.
We're still working on some stuff. So, and as everybody's, well, we got a new animated intro. So hope everybody enjoyed that.
Nice.
No, it's not very long, but
Well, and possibly now this isn't going to be done anytime this summer, but you never know. These inspired ideas for a cross between Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling cartoon Saturday, and a community Saturday morning cartoon.
we need to get that one of Christian to a doctor. He needs to see a doctor for that rash or whatever the fuck it is.
And Lauren's proportions are not really accurate to the man. I think that needed adjusted. We'll get our animators on it.
It's like easier to adjust me to the proportions of the drawing.
There you go. Yeah, they will be. We'll get our animators on it. These were prototypes.
My hair's a little more curly than that, Jess.
Oh, I know.
And I'm darker than you are.
Are you?
And yes.
Yes.
You can't tell with my lighting here and your lighting. You're in a basement. I'm in my dining room. But yes, I'm darker than you are. Got me looking like Bart Simpson's third cousin. And
hey, some of these you shouldn't complain. These got out these were released a little too early. A few of them. So anyway, tune in next time. Thanks for watching. Love you all. Check out their channels and peace out.
Spade and Moody are back.